Wisdom shines in talks with Sri Ramana Maharshi. My comments bring this profound wisdom into your experience. I'm Richard. Welcome. I'm reviewing and commenting on the book Talks with Sri Ramana Maharshi. Today is Talk 238, Part 2. Questioner. What is buddhi, intellect? Maharshi. The thinking or discriminating faculty. These are mere names, be it the ego, the mind, or the intellect. It's all the same. Whose mind? Whose intellect? The ego's. Is the ego real? No. We confound the ego and call it intellect or mind. In this conversation, someone asked Ramana Maharshi about buddhi, which translates to intellect. Ramana responds by highlighting that whether it's called ego, mind, or intellect, it's essentially the same. He points out that these are just names for different aspects of the thinking or discriminating faculty. Now, the key insight here is when Ramana asks, whose mind, whose intellect? He's turning the question around, directing attention to the source. If you probe deep into these aspects, you'll find they all stem from the ego. Here, ego refers to the sense of existing as an individual, the I that we identify with. The ego, the I thought, comes first, then the other thoughts and ideas that are all oriented in relation to this I thought. Then comes the profound question, is the ego real? Ramana's answer is a clear no. This is at the core of Advaita Vedanta, the non-dualistic philosophy. According to Ramana, the ego is an illusion, a misperception that we often confuse with the intellect or the mind. Ego is merely an assumption normally never challenged. It is challenged by Ramana and Advaita Vedanta, where its eradication is the goal of practice. Ramana's teaching challenges us to question the very nature of our identity, who we think we are. By asking if the ego is real, he prompts us to investigate the root of our thoughts, emotions, and intellect. It's an invitation to look beyond the surface and recognize the fundamental unreality of the ego. Ego is just an idea, no more real than the snake that seems to appear on the rope. When he says we confound the ego and call it intellect or mind, he's highlighting our tendency to blur these distinctions. We often mix up these terms, attributing the actions of the ego to the mind or the intellect as if they were different things. Ramana says they are the same thing, just different names. This dialogue encourages a deep inquiry into the nature of the self. Ramana is guiding us to unravel the layers of identity and discern the unreal from the real, ultimately leading to a profound understanding of the self and, in the context of Advaita Vedanta, realizing the oneness that transcends these apparent divisions. So inquire, know yourself, and be always free and at peace. These videos bring Ramana's teachings into your direct experience. Click subscribe to see more. Click thumbs up to like, and send questions and start a dialogue with a comment.